It's welcome to another Mackmyra evening where we're doing something a little bit different tonight. We have a few different people in the studio with us tonight, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Tonight we have the pleasure of Daniel Humphrey from the Summerton Club, the owner and founder of the organization. Hello, Dan.
Hi, guys.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, Dan. Hope you're having fun this evening.
My co-host, the other way, is Gareth from Mackmyra. Say hi, Gareth.
Hi, Shane. Hi, Dan. How you doing, buddy?
Grand.
Guys, thanks for joining me tonight. Tonight we're going to be tasting two whiskies. Both of them we launched through Summerton Club, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about them. First one's Skogshallon, and the second one is our seasonal Gruvguld. We'll tell you a bit more about them as we get on in the show. Before we start, tonight we are doing something a little bit different. We are giving away a discount to people who log on to the website and they use the code SUMGG. They get a 20% off the Gruvguld, valid until Friday. Guys, this is a really good whiskey. It's a 10-year-old single malt, really, really worthwhile getting your hands on. So it's valid until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. 20% off this if you order online, www.mackmyra.co.uk. Great. Well, thank you. Let's start with Dan. Dan, welcome.
Hi, guys. I'm Dan, founder of the Summerton Whisky Club. I started my journey with the club a little bit over 2 years ago, which was originally a Christmas present for my dad. Like many of us, I have a relative, this time it was my dad, who is pretty difficult to buy for. You keep them every Christmas, you buy him another bottle of whiskey, a bottle of port, a bottle of rum, a bottle of brandy. And after a few years, you've kind of done everything in the local bottle shops, in the local supermarkets. And I wanted to get him something really, really special. And I thought, why don't I get involved in subscription? Something that delivers a bottle to his door every month or two, something random, something he's never tried before. And it's kind of like a journey. And I went looking for it. The Craft Gin Club already existed, and I thought, well, that's for white spirits. There's got to be something for dark spirits. And I couldn't find it. So I really like the idea, and I'm a little bit stubborn, so I decided to make it myself. And I started getting him bottles from around the world and really enjoyed doing it. I asked a couple of friends if they liked the idea, and they were like, yeah, can you get me an extra bottle? Can you help me out? And like, yeah, I can get one more, two more, because sometimes you get a discount if you.
We seem to have lost Dan. It always happens, when you're live.
Dan,
yeah.
Technical issues in the house already.
Yeah, let's see if we can get him back.
Friday the 13th. We'll hang on a little bit. But, yeah.
Hi. Dan, please.
He's back. There we go.
You were saying that?
After doing it for myself and for some friends, unfortunately I had a family situation where my mum got ill, and I had to move home to help look after Dad because I'm his carer as well as Mum was, and also look after Mum because she had terminal cancer. Lost my job, and it was kind of like, right, what do I do with my time? I've got lots of hours and I want to use my brain. And so I took this idea that I had that I was doing for friends and for Dad, and then I went, right, let's launch this for everyone else. And tell you the truth, we weren't just a whiskey club in the early days. We did rum and brandy as well. But after a few months of people kept on asking me, I just want whiskey. Is it possible just to have the whiskey? I went, all right, let me sort this out. So every second month we will have whiskey, and we will offer that to everyone. And within a month, everyone had signed up for just the whiskey, and I just had this handful of people left. So we became the Summerton Whisky Club. And for about a year and a half, that has been what we've been working on. And it was a year ago, pretty much this month, we relaunched as the Summerton Whisky Club. And now we deliver a bottle of rare and unique whiskey to our members every second month. We do it for less than the price if you bought them yourself. And our aim is just really to take you on a journey through the world of amazing whiskey, because there's some fantastic stuff out there that's to be enjoyed. And I've been really, really lucky that Mackmyra has been on that journey with me, because I think Swedish whiskey is such a lovely thing that it's something to be shared with everyone. And luckily, I've been able to do it 3 times in the last couple of years, and I hope to do it much more in the future as well.
Dan, can I just stop you there? I mean, so you started this whiskey club. I mean, was there nobody else in the market doing this kind of thing? Were you first to market, or was it just something you decided that there was an opportunity to do another one?
No, when I was looking for this for Dad, no one in the market at all. It was really I didn't want this to be doing this at first. My idea was I want to pay someone else the hard work to do it all. But looking around and going to talk to the distillers, I just was blown away by their passion. I like my whiskey. I like my rum as well. It was quite a nice thing to do, the both of them, my brandy. But I like my whiskey. And talking to the distillers, it was fantastic. Let's get above that. to feel their passion. And I really want to share what you guys do. It's a real honour to be part of the community and share the great work of what everyone else does. So like with Mackmyra, the ideas that Angela comes up with, the different styles, like the green tea that's just come out, the raspberry cask finish that we shared in October, we had the rum cask finish. I love that we shared last February. It's such a nice thing to be able to share that. And yeah, no one was doing it. I don't know if someone launched just before us when we went out to the public world, but when I started doing this for Dad, there wasn't another option.
And Dan, you sort of set this thing up, and people do they pay a monthly fee? Do they pay a bi-monthly fee? Because you only support them bi-monthly. Is that how it works? I mean, it's not, you don't physically sell them to the people. It's a subscription, like a wine of the month kind of thing, or a magazine club. But it's exactly the same setup.
Yes, it's a membership is how we look at it. Every second month when we deliver is when our members pay £50. I'm lucky enough to have done such a great job. The guy there is actually a new member. Oh, don't do that. The guy out there is a new member.
That guy there.
Yeah.
I'm up here now.
Right. We moved. Garrett's a new member.
Yeah.
And the key thing.
Yeah, I heard about it, and it seemed a great idea, a fantastic idea.
Yeah, the key thing as well is it's not just the bottles. We try and offer other things. We do a whiskey festival, and our members get priority treatment. They get cheaper prices on it. We do members competitions. We do outside world competitions as well, but we do most of it aimed at our members because it's being part of a club. It's not just a subscription. You just get something and you're not part of anything. I actually really think it's important to feel part of the club. The more you put in, the more you get out. And so I like giving more nice things to our members. We tried to give away free tickets to Whisky Live. We had some tickets to Jared Dickinson, the Texas musician. He was sponsored by Balcoons' tour, so we got a couple of tickets to share for our members, or share out to the world. It's that kind of, what else can we do to make our members feel like they're part of something more?
Dan, what's your uniqueness about that? I mean, there are other whiskey clubs out there now, but what makes you different from everybody else? What is it that sort of people gravitate towards you? Because your membership seems to be growing day on day, and if not month on month.
Yeah, growth is being great, especially with people at home at the moment. But the main thing is I lead it by what I believe is the morally correct thing to do. So one of the key things is I don't understand why someone would join a subscription where it costs you less to buy the bottle yourself than you would get it delivered. So our aim is our members pay £50 for delivery. We won't give them a bottle that they could buy for less than £50 because that's just, it doesn't make sense to me. It only happened once where we launched a product in the UK. The RRP was £59. A couple of weeks after we'd sent it out, we found that the retailer dropped to £49. So we sent a miniature out to all of our members just to apologise because I don't think that that's right.
No, I agree with you.
And it's been part of a journey. I only send out bottles that I really think are good enough. And I think we need to find different ones. So if you're looking at the picture there of what we sent before, you've got the... Actually, we made a mistake in that photo. There's one bottle missing because we forgot.
Oh yeah, you can see it. It sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it's the Bernheim original, which was the first style of whiskey to be made in America since Prohibition, and we shared it from the brand that made it. And that's part of the journey. In there, we've got the first Texas whiskey made since Prohibition, and the first in the world made of blue corn. We have the new launch. We've launched, obviously, free from yourselves, the Caribbean, the Skogshallon, and the Gruvguld. The Gruvguld was also the launch of the Mackmyra business in the UK. The Hatasaki, the Japanese, we were there the first week you could get hold of it. We were the ones that's sharing it with our members. So it's part of that journey of trying new things and getting new experiences. So in August, we shared a Douglas Lang bottle of Craiglachie. I may have got that pronunciation wrong. I apologize. But what I thought was really important was it's really, really clear liquid. And everyone keeps on saying about how color is the only thing that tells you it's a good liquid. No, it's not. Color isn't important always. And so I picked one that was really, really clear, just to show, look, there's something different. Last month we shared a grain from the Exceptional and a blend, because grains and blends aren't fashionable at the moment. But I don't agree with that, because I think that people should see that there's fantastic whiskey. Yes, an everyday blend I wouldn't share, but those two bottles was something special, and also they were the last that are available, so we had to split across two. It's not something we normally do, but it's all of this part of the journey. Sorry, I talked too long there.
No, not at all, Dan. I just want to say I forgot to mention at the start that we will be pausing 8 o'clock to honor all those people working on the front line tonight, and Gareth will let us know when that's going to happen. But I think we're getting a bit thirsty listening to you, Dan. Do you mind if we talk about some of the whiskey?
That's a good point.
Hence the reason on the show tonight is to talk about whiskey. But I'll hand over to Gareth. Gareth is the expert on this. Over to you, Gareth.
Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, I can't wait to taste this. So Skogshallon, literally wild strawberry. And, if you think Craiglachie is difficult to pronounce, Swedish bottles, we haven't really got a chance to pronounce these. But Skogshallon, we're not quite sure. But so it's one of our moments. So this is once or twice a year we bring out a very selected number of casks. And this one has been particularly finished in barrels that have been seasoned with this wild raspberry. We get the raspberry from the color on the label there. You can see that nice glow on the front there. So there's already the suggestion of there. Let's get it out and have a look at it. I have had this before. And as with all the moments, the classic moment design, we've got the recycled inner tube around the middle here, holding the label, which then, if we get that into real close up, will tell you we got 1,511 bottles of this only, and so it's very limited in numbers, and that's for the whole world. That's not UK. That is for all of our markets which we sell in. So the moments also come with a nice nappy little pack of grain on the front of the barley, just so you know where the source is coming from. And of course the 8 dimples in the bottom, traditionally meant to maybe signify. Okay, so we got 44.4%.
Why?
I'm jumping in on this one. My favourite thing about that, you were talking about the bike, the recycled bike tire. What I love about that is the idea was that people love collecting the label. So what you've got there is, by having this metal label and the recycled bike tire, is that you can slide the label out once you're done, and you can have it for your collection. Which for our members means that they've got they can have 2 of these already in their collection. Hopefully over years, there's going to be a few more to add to it. And if you won any of our previous competitions, there's already a couple more in there. Sorry.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
So back to you, Gareth.
Okay, thanks. So on the viewing of it, we've got a rich dark amber there. It's got some nice legs on it, 44.1%. So it's got pretty potent. It's not our usual 56.1. Not sure why we're 444, all the 4s on that one, but that's the way that Angela brought it down. I think maybe reducing the alcohol a little bit brings out some of the sweeter
I know why
tones
it's 444.
That's
4 is my lucky number, and she knew that we were going to be launching it in the UK, so she was just being nice. It's as simple as that. She's a good. She's really supportive.
It's destiny. It's destiny.
Yeah,
Okay.
So this is
so how's it on the nose? Well, so yeah, it's got that really refreshing,
berry, doesn't it?
typical fruitiness that we'd always get with a core Mackmyra. But it's more red berries than actually a raspberry hint that I'm getting on there. Sits with that really nice.
Yeah.
Let's have a little taste on the tongue. Are you tasting along with us, Dan? We can have a swig.
I've been loving it. I just can't get my nose out of it. It's such a it's such a good smell. You get those red berries coming through. That was the thing that drew me to it.
First, a hit of vanilla. The white pepper gets me. I get a nice ting of white pepper. Gives it a nice, not too hot.
You're spot on.
Yeah, not too hot on there. And then the red berries follow through into a little bit of an oaky, more or less a little tight sort of almost herby tight finish. But it lasts quite a long time in the glass there, and really quite an elongated finish off the end of there. But absolutely, it feels a lot stronger than 44.4. Being a seasoned cask strength drinker, this feels like it's up to about 50s to me. It does feel a lot of bite on it, a lot of bite on the alcohol. So did you guys really go for this one, Dan? I mean, our stocks have gone. You know, the UK, there's nothing left, so we know it's popular. And I think you guys took most of it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, because we launched it, we had all the stock for the first couple of months, and then I know a little bit.
Did you get that, Dan? Yeah.
But it went down really well. I was just reading through the comments yesterday, and just seeing what people had said, and there's one I really like. I've not long been a member, but the Mackmyra Raspberry Cask, my first club bottle, is one of my all-time favourites, and that kind of sums up a lot of people's view. Like when I ask people, what one do you like the most? Skogshallon is always one of the highest voted ones of what we've sent out. It's the lovely thing about it is it's a unicorn. You know, there is nothing else like this in the world. Who else would have thought of making a Swedish wild raspberry wine? So let's get even rid of the Swedish and the wild. Who would have thought of making a raspberry wine, putting it into a cask, flavouring the cask, and then putting some whiskey in there? It's just not something you do. So it's such a unique experience that
the thing that I like about is the boldness of Angela to take some really quite aged spirit and do something quite novel with it. That's quite a high risk strategy. And we're talking 12 to 14-year-old whiskey here that's been sitting in the Bodas mine for a long time. So that's how bold and innovative Angela goes in trying to create some of these releases. And they seem to work. She seems to get a balance, a blend between not overpowering the core spirit. The wood still comes through, of course, but it's that blend and that maturity of getting all those ingredients in one smooth sort of hit. And it's quite a risky move, but it's certainly paid off with this. So 12 to 14 years old, sitting in the Bodas mine all that time, underground, and wonderful whiskey.
I've got,
Gareth,
one of the things I really like, because a lot of people have commented on when we send stuff out about age statements. And one of the things Mackmyra doesn't have is most of it. I know there is one that does, but most don't have age statements. But we still have a 12 to 14-year-old whiskey here. And you don't shout about the age at all. You just go, no, what's important to us is that this tastes lovely. This is all about the flavor, and when it's right. So some of them will I'm assuming will come out a little bit earlier. When it tastes right is when is the time to share it. And that's a beautiful thing, I think, about Mackmyra. It shows it's about the quality.
I find with this as well, it's very refreshing for a whiskey. It's almost cleans your palate. It's soft, it's elegant, but it has that hint.
It's almost like an aperitif.
Nice after finish. It's got a yeah, Gareth, you're spot on. I it's very interesting, and to some extent, Dan, you were the sole distributor. You were the sole launch agent.
We're not a shop
club in the UK.
Just we were the only in the UK, and I remember when I spoke to you about it originally. You said, it's not coming. It might not come to the UK, and I was like, "Well, just get me a sample. Let's just have a little look at this, because it sounds really interesting." And you said before about what makes the club special. It's stuff like this, stuff that you wouldn't get yourself, stuff you wouldn't find yourself. I love going out and finding it. And this, as soon as you got the whiff of it, when you opened it up and you got those red berries, like, oh, I want more of this. I'd like to see this come over here. So yeah, it's been great to be the first one to share it.
Yeah. So you know what's really interesting, Dan, is that, you know, if you were to go and buy this on the shelf, it would cost you £86 and upwards. You know, you're paying that kind of price range for a moment. But because you subscribe to your whiskey club, you're getting these whiskies for a much more affordable price.
That's kind of our aim, is to bring, to introduce people to things that they wouldn't normally go for, because the price is a little bit more out there.
Correct.
But once you do, you go, I get it. That's why I would pay that higher price, because a lot of our members have gone back and bought 2 or 3. I remember the first person to ask me about it when I was like, there's none in the UK. He went and got 2 shipped over from Germany, and then waited for the UK to have some a couple of months later. That's kind of what we're really here to do, is to introduce you to those new things that become favourites that you go and pick up some more of. We kind of reduce those barriers to trial.
What we see there is
I read some.
We see there is a purchasing power that you can get stuff at a really good rate, and then passing that along to your customers. And that's the reason I signed up. I'm into that, you know. I'm into trying to get a really good value whiskey. In the moments, you know, they're really the top of the range that Mackmyra do, and it's a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful whiskey, this one.
Yeah, it has been an utter pleasure. We've been able to share all 3 whiskies we've shared. As Shane knows, when we first started talking about the Gruvguld early in our life together, that was my favourite Mackmyra bottle. It's just like that one I want to share. I love that, and it's been a real pleasure to be able to bring them to other people, because most of our members, especially in the early days, had never tried Mackmyra before.
Correct.
So we were that introduction, and now.
Yeah,
I remember when Black Friday came and you guys had a 3 for 2 on the Moment range, and about 10 of my members were like, which ones would you go for? And without us having shared something previously, they wouldn't have gone for anything. And now there are so many Mackmyra converts in our club. It's amazing. I swear we could share a Mackmyra every month, and most people would be really happy. So,
Dan, I've got some comments here. There was a Chris Woodhead. I've not been long a member, but Mackmyra Raspberry Cask was my first club bottle. Is now one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah,
wow,
so,
that's good. Yeah,
you know,
it hits a spot. It hits a spot.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, you don't get better than that, I'm afraid. We
get a lot of the things like love it. You know, it's just straight up. You know, they just like, I like that one, and it's just nice to know that it's gone well. And then when we posted up yesterday that we were going to be doing this, one of our members went, "Oh, I best see if I can join in." Like, have you still got one? Yeah, I've got 2 now. That's what I like to hear. We've done well with that bottle if it's made its way into the cupboard and it's got spares.
I did understand that we've got some sitting in a couple of boxes in Sweden somewhere. We're going to try and get some over in the next week or 2. Is that right?
Well,
Shane?
yeah, I've made a call. I've said that there's been some movement, and after tonight, you'll probably find there'll be more demand. And Dan, I'm not sure how we go about getting you to possibly do something with your club, but we have a few cases left in Sweden. I spoke to the powers that be, and we're having some sent over. So if there's anybody online tonight who wants some, there's a good chance you'll be able to get it on our website, mackmyra.co.uk, as for all our products are there. But just keep an eye out. I'll let you know when it's there, or the website, just keep an eye out for it. It should be there. Otherwise, chat to Dan. I don't know what your plans are to do another label with us or another range with us, Dan.
I'm very keen. You know, I like what you do, so we'll watch this space. There's so many different things we could do with you. I'm just seeing all the bits on the side. Skogshallon was my first bottle from the Summerton Club. I was very happy at 50 quid. Someone said I thought it was meant to be £100 plus though. You are right. The RRP was above £100. It's now online for £100. It's just our members got it for 50. That's the deal that we have with our membership. So if you buy it online now, I would be surprised at that price.
Dan, this used to be like we did have a look at the pricing midway through the year, and we realized that it was at the £100 mark. It was inapproachable to a lot of people, so we pegged it back a bit. So now you can find most moments range between 86 and sort of £90 a bottle for the full moment range.
I'm happy with that. I love what you do there. The Prestige, that's the first and the only champagne cask finished whiskey I've ever had. That was delicious. Caribbean that we shared in February last year. I love a rum finished whiskey. That was divine. Yalmar, I didn't even know that you had cloudberries. I still don't believe that they are a real fruit. I think you've just made up this word.
And lingonberries. Lingonberries.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Lingonberries, cloudberries, cherry wine, birch sap wine, a lot of different berries.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that's what makes us unique.
It is. You really try stuff that no one else will. No one else will consider. Well, think of the last release you've had, green tea. Who would have thought of finishing something with a green tea cask? It's divine.
I'm glad you went there, Dan. Next week we're actually having Angela, the Chief Nose Officer, coming to join us on the show on Tuesday next week. So anybody who's interested in meeting Angela or chatting to Angela, next week Tuesday, same time, 7:30, she's on our show doing green tea of all things. And who better?
Yeah.
I mean, to introduce a new brand. I mean, you just don't get better. The wealth of knowledge, the person that she is, the interest who she is. So yeah, anybody who's online who wants to meet Angela, gets to know Angela, next week Tuesday, please guys come on and see what she has to say about the green tea. So thanks, Dan. Thanks for mentioning that.
I think that's a fantastic opportunity.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Sorry, lag.
Yeah, I'm ready to go out.
It's really busy tonight.
So those flights can't go ahead now; they're cancelled. So I'm pleased that we'll get to meet 2 days later than originally planned. So looking forward to seeing Angela.
Dan, just before we have to take a short pause, you spoke earlier about your whiskey festival that you held last year. It was your initial one, your very first one. You held it in St. Albans, which was great. Thank you for inviting us. It was well attended, even though it was 34 degrees, I believe, which suits me rather than it suits you guys. I mean, is it still on this year? Are we still happening? I know you've got something in the diary about it.
There is something happening on the 30th of May. We are still trying, but next week there's going to be a very big announcement. There's going to be a change. We can't say exactly what it is yet because we're still working through it all, but it's massive. Make sure everyone is keeping the 30th of May free. Mackmyra are going to be a big part of it, and we are going to make sure you still have your whiskey festival fix in one form or another, or no, in a great form.
Can we invite you back to Steal the Scoop? Can you come on and just announce it, perhaps one of
Yes.
Yeah,
happily. Yeah, let's have a chat next week. Yes, do it.
Okay.
And
get the lowdown on it.
People in a private room to have a private cask tasting.
Great.
That was going to be really fun. But I'm not sure if we're changing format. We won't. If we can't meet anymore. That cask tasting is going to have to be we're going to have to do something different. But that's what I love about these live tastings is you can offer people a cask tasting via this channel.
Yeah.
But I see the time is getting very close.
Yeah, it is. We over to you, Gareth.
Yeah. We're going to take a moment now to just reflect a little bit on from this diversion that we've got tonight to the reality and the enormity of what's happening out there, and a body of people that we are so grateful for all their efforts and all their time and their application and their skills. So we'd like to take a moment to join with everybody else in the country who's going to spend the next 30 seconds or so giving the NHS a damn good clap.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Okay, I think we're good there. I think we're good, guys.
Guys, that's thank you for that.
Just take a moment out of your day, and that was it.
I think that the main message here is, please, guys, do more of this. Stay in, be safe. It's not worth going out there. It really isn't. It's terrible. Thank you, Gareth. Right, I suppose that's a nice pause. And talking about casks, it brings us to our next whiskey tonight, which is how Dan and I kind of met, really, isn't it, Dan? It's kind of brought us together in the industry, really. It's a really special product. This it's called Gruvguld, which means gold from the mountain. And if you look at the bottle, and I'll bring it up close for you, you can see there's little specks of gold on it. So gold from the mountain, hence the name Gold from the Mountain. And Angela really took her time when she made this. It's a seasonal, so by virtue of its name, it will eventually run out and we won't reproduce it. So if you find it, buy it. It was our very first release we did with Dan. I'm going to tell you a bit about the whiskey while I pour it. It's made from a lot of different casks, 30-litre casks, which Dan referred to earlier, 100-litre casks, 128-litre casks, bourbon, New American oak, Swedish oak, Oloroso. We also then took New American oak and saturated it with Oloroso. We took Swedish oak and are saturated with PX. But predominantly, the product that's in here is made up of 30-litre casks. I need to just pour a dram just to so I can carry on talking.
Of course, 30-litre casks. It's all about the chemistry. The size of the cask is a lot smaller. Therefore, there's more of the liquid in touch with the wood. Therefore, there's more of the effect of the wood quicker on it. So there's actually a speeding up of maturation, or a speeding up of the effect of the wood on the whiskey. So the smaller the cask, and that originally derived from the fact that the first still that was done a long time ago was a 100-litre still, and with the four shots and the faint afterwards, there was only about 30 litres of usable spirit inside. So that 30 litres was put into a cask, which then matured quickly and became part of the actual sort of core folklore of what we do. Is a lot of 30-litre casks go into making these kind of expressions that we do. But it's a feature that Mackmyra started a long time ago, right from the start, and they've never let go because it's served dividends.
I'm glad you touched on that, Gareth. We have a new member to our team in the UK, based in London, a guy called Matt Creswell. He'll be actually on the show in 2 weeks' time, so the week of the 9th of April. He's coming on to talk about casks, the various options of buying a cask. So that we have the ready cask, which is ready to bottle and drink now, and the reserve cask where you can lie it down. So he's coming into the show. We're going to have a bit of chat to him about how he's going about it, what he's going to be doing about it. There'll be more of him about. So yeah, if you're interested in a cask, watch this space. He's coming on here live. Back to the Gruvguld, gold from the mine. Guys, on the nose, what are you picking up? I get spicy.
Very peppery. I love that.
Yeah.
Very peppery. Yeah. Almost like a mustard pepper. Like a mustard, I get.
Sorry, this is, as I said before, is where I started my journey with Mackmyra. Shane brought me about 5 or 6 samples when we first met in was it a coffee shop or a bar in Henley on Thames?
Yeah.
Because we have a mutual, well, Shane's partner and my best friend married Shane's partner's half sister.
Correct.
And we got introduced that way. I still don't believe you were at the wedding because I didn't see you. And
you didn't see the best looking guy at the wedding. Clearly you weren't looking hard enough. So that's how I
got to taste this. And straight away I knew this is the one that I wanted to share with the members. There, as you touched on, I think it's about 18 different cask styles are in here.
Correct.
And the way that there's a complexity that's so smoothly brought together is phenomenal. For me, it just shows beautifully what Mackmyra can do, that you can have such complexity, but such a smoothness through it. Divine.
Yeah, I get marzipan. I get a bit of tobacco on it. It's just lovely. Do you mind if we try it? I'm getting a bit thirsty looking at all this.
You're way behind me, guys.
Just the smell, once again, this is one of the things I love about Mackmyra. All of the range, I can just stick my nose in for so long. It's just delicious.
Do you know, when they made this, Angela realized that it'd be really good to put some peat in here as well, not to overburden the product. And she put a little bit of peat, and you pick it up on the moment you taste it. It's right there, but it's lovely and soft and elegant, and you get the hints of tar, tobacco, fudge, and then you just get this berry cleansing. It's superb. It really is lovely. It really is lovely.
What I find interesting about this one, guys, is that you've got actually a higher alcohol content on this 46.1, but actually it feels a lot more subtle and balanced than the moment we just had, which felt really hot and spicy. This has got more alcohol, but it tastes more balanced, and that's the really crazy thing. You can get that balance of flavors and a real combination of all those very small casks being put together. And it's like a master chef with all the great recipes, just putting these things together and coming up with variations that tickle our tongue.
Talking about, have you seen what the last comment is? This may be sacrilege, but at our local whiskey club, we mixed a little Gruvguld with double cream for dessert. It was incredible.
Wow.
And also Nigel, let's try.
Whoever that is needs to be should be knighted. Two of my favorite things: ice cream and whiskey. I mean, you don't get any better, really, do you? It's a fabulous idea.
Delicious, putting that cream into it. Yeah, it's a great idea.
That is a fabulous idea. Thank you very much, guys.
It's one of my members. Thank you.
Dan,
our members.
So we launched this with you, and you had it exclusive for a while. It was well received. It was
up until for the next few months, this was the bottle that everyone came back to and said this was the one that made me fall in love with the club. It at that time, most people hadn't tried anything from Mackmyra, and this was their way in, and it's such a good way. For me, as I told you, when I first tried, this was my favorite. It's such a nice way into the brand. It shows off so much of the skills that Angela has of bringing together the complexity, but does it in such a smooth and subtle way that bottles don't last as long as they should, quite simply, which is a good sign.
I see.
And I don't think they'll be lasting much longer with the 20% code that we're putting on tonight.
I was just coming to that, Gareth. Yeah, I see our producers keep popping the code up. So guys, if you want to get a bottle of this, do it now. There's not a lot left. As I said to you earlier, when the seasonal's finished, it's finished. We never make it again. It's called Gold from the Mine, and the reason is because it really is gold. Take advantage of the 20% discount. Buy a bottle today or tomorrow before it ends, and we'll get it shipped directly to you. And it's available on our website.co.uk. So Dan, hopefully we can do another bottle with you this year. I know things are different this year. There's lots of talk that Scotland aren't getting any of their whiskey out of their warehouses, and which is going to be
it's getting very interesting. Difficult this year to find stock. From having a number of different brands we're talking to, essentially we try and have a kind of a catalogue of brands we talk to, because one brand stiffed us quite simply for our February delivery, so we got to move forward our April to our February. Other times you have things like there's something going on outside that stops stuff moving, that we have to have a few more alternatives in place just in case something goes wrong.
Right.
At the same time, we also try and share great whiskey, so we know our members like what you do. We like working with you, and the hope is that we will find more opportunities to share what you do, because as long as it's great whiskey, that's something I'm happy to share with our members. And I know someone there will be enjoying it too, because he gets to enjoy now all the
To be honest, what I found is that all the releases that have coming out that I've tried, there's nothing that I'm disappointed with. I don't think anything gets past Angela that doesn't actually warrant the excellent sort of class, you know. I'm sure she's experimenting and cooking, and maybe a few of them don't make it through. But the ones that do make it through for a reason, because they're exceptional. and they really are great releases. So we're getting the creme de la creme of these whiskies coming out of Mackmyra, and can't wait for the new releases to come out.
Yeah, one we haven't talked about that came out just before Christmas is Lava. I know it was only a small release. I think you had something like 80 or 90 bottles in the UK. That was phenomenal. I'm not as big a peat head as others are, but that sherry peat was delicious. I don't know if you still got some of that in the UK.
No.
We've got 2 bottles.
Gareth has 2 bottles. He managed to secure 2 bottles. There's none left anywhere in the world, and that's another thing, with these moments when we bring out limited edition. We only bought 1,500 bottles out of that, and I agree with you, Dan. It was probably one of the best
let's have a conversation
we've ever made.
What would you like to swap? I've got some club bottles that might be going down well.
Caribbean. Let's do it. Let's do a Caribbean.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got to come back.
I'll take you a Caribbean for a moment.
I've got to come back on and taste Caribbean at some point in the future, because that was delicious.
If you find a Lava anywhere, buy it. It is the best whiskey we've ever made, I think, as well. And it's lovely. Anyway, guys, we dither and we sidetrack. We're coming to the end of the show for tonight. I'd like to say, firstly, thank you to Dan for taking time out to come and see us. I'm going to ask Gareth to just tell us what we got on in the next couple of episodes. So stay tuned. Gareth, what have we got?
Yeah. That's fine. Next week we've got a fairly packed hour of events. On Tuesday the 31st, as Shane mentioned, we've got the lady herself, Angela Dorizio, coming live at us. Our master distiller, our chief Nova officer, the creator of everything that comes out of that distillery. So we're going to be putting questions live to Angela, and really looking forward to that one. On Wednesday, that's going to be a bit of a fun night, 80s rock metal night, throwback. You might notice a guitar or 2 in the background. Well, we've done a few collaborations with Mackmyra with a few heavy metal legends. So just stay tuned for that one, because I think that's going to be a really interesting show for those who can watch it on Wednesday. We've got a few fireworks for that one. And on Thursday, we're very happy to partner with the hugely popular Facebook group Whisky Adventures. Started off by our good friend Jamie Dimmick down in St Albans many years ago, and formed one of the best societies that's on Facebook. We're doing an exclusive tasting with them. If you're not a member of them and you want to take part, join the society. It doesn't cost anything, their group. And what the guys have done, we've been buying the core range miniature sets. So all the guys have been buying it, and we're going to do a combined tasting with everybody live on Thursday next week around 7:30. So that's going to be real fun. And the bottles are available until next Tuesday to order. So if you want to take part in this, go and join Facebook group Whisky Adventure. And then you'll see the Facebook event on there. Go onto our shop and have a look at the online tasting pack. A fantastic deal. You get the 4 core range in there. We'll throw in a free sample of green tea. There it is. Thanks, Shane. Good one, mate. And we also going to give you a great Mackmyra whiskey tasting glass to go with it as well. So the whole set, and a very reasonable price, £20. So if you want to join us there and have some fun, we've got lots of events happening next week. And we're putting the calendars forward for the further weeks. Also on Saturday, we're doing something a little bit different. We're talking about our seasonal and moment ranges on Saturday. So tune in for that one at 6 o'clock. All these events are listed on our website on co.uk. So there's plenty of time to put things in your diary and get just a little distraction from today's events. And we hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoy what we do and bringing you these great products. Thanks to Dan again, and back to you, Shane.
Yes, thanks, guys. I do apologize for the little lag that we've had tonight. It's unusual. We're normally very good. I think it's just because we've had so much activity on the page tonight. I think that's also has drained us a little bit. Dan, thank you very much. We'll be chatting about anything new coming out and putting it onto your club. I've also got a whole bunch of new brand ambassadors that need to sign up. If they haven't, let me know. I'll put them in touch with you. And not forgetting that if you want a bottle of Gruvguld, guys, there's not much of it left. Use this code SUMGG, 20% off until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on our website .co.uk. Get in there, get a bottle. When it's gone, it's gone. There is no more. gold from the mine. Get in there. And then thank you to Gareth, as always, my co-host, who's been fantastic as always. And then lastly, thank you to everybody who participated. Thank you for the lovely comments. Sorry we couldn't get them all. Richard, thanks for doing a great job tonight and trying to answer them all. Matt, directing, thank you very much. John, for helping us get this off the ground. We'll see you Saturday. Take care. Stay home. Drink whiskey and stay safe. All the best. Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Peace out.
Have a good
Peace
one.
out. Cheers.